Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're looking at the Firebat. The Cobra Firebat was first released with the Cobra Terror drone in the United States in 1986. It was also piloted by the AVAC pilot, was also sold in 1987, and unfortunately was discontinued in 1988. From 1988 until 93, the Firebat was available via mail order from Hasbro Direct, but was a brighter red rather than the original mason color or maroon color. I'm sorry. Um, so we have a nice picture here. Here we have the AVAC pilot slash driver. It was released with the fifth series, 1986, packaged exclusively with the Cobra Terradrome. With the Firebat, he was also sold in '87 and then discontinued domestically in 1988. From 88 until 93, AVAC was available mail order from Hasbro Direct package with the Firebat. So, has Yojo.com here has some wonderful views, a nice front view um, of the original. Now, I know later on they came out with some other versions of this. Um, we have some missiles here on the inside of the wings, and on the outside, we have some small bombs. And then we have a nice rear view. So this is only really a single engine fighter. The wheels are permanently out and they're kind of attached to the um, rudders on the wings here. And then there is a very small front wheel. So really it takes the whole line of a microjet and turns it into a fighter craft. Uh, Kind of a nice little look to it. I really like this as you know, aesthetically, it looks very nice. A small craft or whatever, very good for a quick hit and run type uh, organization. I thought it was always really nice, neat and that. So we have two machine guns here. Here's our two air-to-air missiles on the inside of the wings, next to the fuselage. On the outer part of the wings, we have uh, two bombs on each wing, so four bombs total. Uh, a small armament for a small aircraft, and the wings fold up, which was always really neat. So it kind of folded up into a very nice, neat, compact little design. Kind of a nice selling point to me for fitting into the Terradrome. That's primarily why they did it. But the fact that you can fold it up, much like on an aircraft carrier, what we do with our aircraft, um, but you can stow it away almost anywhere, and then they could just have a whole bunch of these. That was always the cool thing about it. As we kind of flip through all of our schematics and everything else, and all of our stickers. So, okay, that's our last one for our pictures here. And as we scroll down, most notably, we have easy, if I can only read tonight, easily broken and or lost pieces. On the Firebat, the missiles and the two landing gear pieces are small and easily lost. Also, the tabs for the belly guns were very fragile and can break easily. Take caution with them if you have a fully intact version. We do have one from Sunbow, so we have a nice picture here from Sunbow with all the different units that Cobra has got here. And then we have one in the G.I. Joe comic. Looks like we have Flint trying to shoot at a Firebat here. All right, so light assault jet. This is 1,000 or 11,300 pounds. Speed at 470 miles an hour. Has a range of 1,400 miles, or about 4.5 hours at maximum air endurance. Average combat radius of 300 miles, with 2 hours over target. Armament, we have one 7.62 variable rate of fire minigun with 2,000 rounds. So even though on the toy it showed two, it's only listing it as one. So it makes a little bit more sense to say it's only one, but it is what it is. Ordnance capacity, we have four 100-pound bombs, demolition type aerial mine, and two 500-pound high drag demolition bomb with added laser guidance device. So really what it's saying is we have four 100-pound bombs and two 500-pound bombs, not missiles. I think I like the missile idea better, but this is what they're listing it as having, so that's what we have. And last of all, we have the nice commercial for it. I'm sure that this went along with the Terradrome. So, looking at it, we have the Firebat in '86 and in '88. We also have, let's see. So, like it was saying earlier in our write up here, the Firebat has a darker look to it when it came originally with the Terradrome. When it came on its own, it was a lighter color red. And then we have the Firebat Jet in 2008, and that has a slightly different coloration from the looks of it. Um, just trying to get a. I think the interior, because this is like a slightly closer picture of it, looks like the interior is a little on the lighter gray side instead of being a darker gray. So, and then because it came with the Terradrome, it was $45 roughly back in 1986. Okay, so as we bring this into our GI Joe slash Star Wars galaxy here, I do have this at a starfighter scale. Now, keep in mind, I was taking all the um, planes and all that, and I was really kind of redoing them as starfighters, seeing that the alien technology of a Star Wars ship crash landing on a Earth type planet. Um, they were then kind of retro engineering everything and making things like starfighters and all that. So this comes in at roughly about 20 feet or 6 meters long, has a crew of one and zero passengers. Now, if you want to, you could add a passenger in there. I know in plenty of different series or cartoon episodes, even though it's only a single seat in there, sometimes they would have like a double seat, or I think one time they even had enough room for three people. So they always just drew it out to whatever they really needed. If you want to say that there's a bigger version of it, go ahead, however you want to do it. Cargo, I gave it about 45 kilograms. Seeing that that was kind of a standard out of Star Wars, I gave that to the Firebat as well. All right, and we do have a full coverage. I give it a space of 5, so not trying to make it overly fast, but not the slowest. Maneuverability is a 3D. I figured it would be a little bit on the more nimble side here. Move, we can go about 220 miles per hour, which comes out to being about 360 kilometers per hour. Um, we have a lot of Star Wars vessels that go a lot faster than that. This is a smaller fighter, mini jet or whatever. It is going to go a little bit slower. All right, body strength. I figured if I left it at 2D, that would be pretty representative to what I think this would be, being a small miniature attack craft. Okay, we do have a medium laser cannon. I don't have a range on here, although I guess I probably should have put a range on there. Um, I'll have to come up with a range to put on there. Typically, I would find what I would normally do is I would find a aircraft of some sort, a spacecraft of some sort. I'll say that that would have something similar. So this is going to be a medium laser cannon. Let me just kind of, because I do have pirates and privateers here. Let me kind of look up some of the ships we have, and let's just see what we have. We have laser cannons. We're going to just kind of base it off of that. So as I hit my range here, here we go. All right, we're going to go 50 to 100. And then we will have 300 and then 700. Okay. And of course, I don't need that part in bold, but there we go. All right. And I have 4 anti-armor missiles. I guess those should be bombs. And let's see here. Trying to find the right spot because of the way this all converted. So we'll do those as bombs. And let's see. So damage, we're going to have that at 5D. I'll just kind of leave that as it is. Fire control is a 1D. I think I'm going to leave it at that, mainly because I don't think you're going to have all the extra sophistication in here. Um, Being a small craft like this, I think you're going to have a little less computer guidance and all that stuff. So I'll say it in that regard. And then we have anti-personnel bombs. Um, Let me make sure I put 2 of those in there. So let's see here. 2. There we are. The space. We'll have the 2 anti-personnel bombs, again, with a fire control of 1D and 5D. Now, this is at personnel scale, and it's going to be 5D with a 20-foot radius. That's what I was kind of wondering about. What kind of a radius I should go? Seeing I have a radius on the one, I know I have some others that I've not done that with. So I may have to try and go back and add that in if I can think of it after I'm done doing this. Um, but for our anti-armor bombs, why don't we put like a 50-foot radius? 50. Okay. And then I guess I'm trying to think things through because as we go farther out, well, we'll just leave it at that for now. I guess. Um, I guess what I'm and bear with me on my thoughts here. Um, Thinking this through, my thought process is saying as we get farther out, it should probably drop down in the amount of damage it does. So um, we'll just leave it as is at the moment. We'll just kind of go with it. Uh, See what we come up with later. Um, but that's as far as that's the fighter craft that we have. Um, I think it's a pretty good representation. I think we cover the bases on this. I think we have everything all well filled in here. We have our ranges. Um, as far as the bombs, because these are all free drop. I mean, the range doesn't really matter as much. It's just that the farther away you are, the harder it's going to be, and you're trying to hit your target. So it still kind of matters if you're over 1 kilometer. I'm not going to say it's a limit up to 1 kilometer. Maybe what I should do is I should put a 1 kilometer plus. Um, and we will do that here as well. That way, as we're looking at this, if you're trying to drop a bomb and you're going out past 1 kilometer out, now we're not saying how well this can go out into space at this point. Again, because this is more based on the planet, yes, we can go out to space. No, this does not have a hyperdrive or anything else. Bringing it into our Star Wars universe. Not to say that we couldn't come up with a hyperdrive variant later or something else or modify it to do that. But just looking at it as a base unit, we won't have any of that. Trying to allow us to go out into space because they do have in one of the very early episodes of Star Wars or of GI Joe. So I'm getting everything mixed up here tonight. We have Space Station Delta. So with the Fatal Fluffies. So is there that possibility that we can have that stuff? Sure. It's all fantasy in that anyways. let's have fun with it. Let's carry that on. Does that mean that maybe Cobra could have a moon base? Sure. Um, we can let our imagination just run wild on this. But I think this gives us a good representation of the Firebat. Um, and we'll just kind of leave it here. Hope you enjoy the series. It's a lot of fun bringing this to you for all the stuff that I've created on this. And, maybe it becomes something that you use, which would be wonderful. So, with that, I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.